Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Larkins. I'm going to do some more practice questions for 1.3 subtracting integers. So if you feel like you just need a little bit more help or you're not quite sure of yourself, go ahead and give these few questions a try with me. Why don't you go ahead and pause your video and you can write down these questions. Make sure you skip some spaces so you can have some room to work, and then push play and then pause, give it a try on your own, and then check your answer with my work. So go ahead and pause the video. Okay, let's start with number 1 here. 7 minus 12. All right, so 7 is a positive 7. And this 12 is going in the negative direction. We have different signs. Different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number or higher value. So the higher value, the larger value is negative 12. So we're going to do 12 minus 7 in our head, which equals 5. But because the largest number is in the negatives, it's going to land in the negatives. So our answer is negative 5. All right, pause for the next one to give it a try. All right, on question number 2, if you circle the sign to the left of the number, circle the number and the sign to the left, these are both negative numbers. You're starting at negative 2 and you're getting more negative, 8 more negatives. Same signs, add and keep. Keep the negative signs. So 2 plus 8 is 10. They're both in the negative. So the total is negative 10. All right, pause. This next question, remember when you have the double negatives, when you're subtracting a negative, we make a giant plus sign. So you can't see any negatives anywhere. 15 minus negative 2 is the same thing as 15 plus 2. That is 17. Positive 17. All right, the next question. We have a 10 with a negative sign, so that's team negative. And another negative. This does not equal 0. Negative 10, and you're going 10 more negatives. That's going to be negative 20. All right, let's go to question number 5. 1 minus 20, positive 1. Negative 20, hey, negative has more value, absolute value than 1. So it's the same thing as 20 minus 1, which is 19, but it's in the negatives because it has more negatives than it does positive. All right, let's look at number 6. We have that double negative again, so let's connect those two and make a giant plus sign. Negative 3 minus negative 5 is the same thing as negative 3 plus 5. Hey, we have different signs, so they're not going to add. Different signs subtract, and you're going to keep the sign of the largest absolute value, which is a 5. So it's 5 minus 3, which is a positive 2. Okay, over here, we've got 3 integers this time. Remember, we're circling the number and the sign to the left. Circle the number and the sign to the left. Circle the number and the sign to the left. Now, what's neat about these, you don't have to do order of operations. You can actually combine like terms. You can get these negative 5 and the negative 10 together. That is a negative 15. So our new problem is going to be negative 15 plus 8. We have different signs, so they're going to subtract, and the negative has more negatives, so this answer is going to be negative 7. If you start at negative 15 and you go in the positive direction, you're going to land back at negative 7. All right, on this next question, every single one of these are negative numbers. Negative 1, negative 3, negative 9. All negative. So we have all same signs. They're going to add together and get more negative. So negative 1 minus 3 minus 9 is always going in that negative direction. So 10, 13, this is going to be a negative 13. Okay. On this one, it does not have a sign in front of that 14. Remember, Everything that you learned before 5th and 6th grade, all of those were positive numbers. So if there's no sign, it's a positive. The sign in front of the 4 is a negative. The sign in front of the 10 is a negative. So we can combine those negatives. We have a positive 14 and a negative 4 and a negative 10. They add together and become more negative, negative 14. So we have opposite or zero pair here. A plus 14 minus 14, that is a zero pair. All right, let's look at number 10. We have a not positive 20, sorry. We have a negative 20. So circle the number and the sign to the left. And that is a positive 8. Different signs are going to subtract. And we're going to keep that negative sign because team negative has more than team positive. 20 minus 8 is 12. And because it has more negative, it's going to be in a negative 12. All right. Our last one, not last one, number 11, positive 17 and negative 9. This is a regular subtraction question. We have more positives, so 17 minus 9 is a positive 8. All right, our last one. I was hiding that negative 1, so if you didn't write down that problem correctly, go ahead and do that. Okay, we have a 5 with a negative in front of it, so that's a negative 5. Circle the number and the sign to the left, that's a negative 4. Circle the number and the sign to the left, negative 2. Circle the number and the sign to the left. If you'll notice, every one of those integers is a negative integer. So they are all same signs. So we're going to add those together and we're going to keep that negative sign. So this is 9 plus 2 more is 11 plus 1 more is 12. And because they're all negatives, that's going to be a negative 12. So if you feel like you need some more help, please reach out to me and let me know. And I would be happy to set up a little practice session where I can just reinforce what you're learning.